Coach T podcast, and the NFL show is presented by Turner Sports Training, TST.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Hey. You know what time it is? Yeah. You know what time it is?
You are watching a master at work.
Some people are probably like, what time is it? You know what time it is.
Showtime.
Yo. We are back again on the Coach T NFL show. I'm back with my boys Kyle and Hicks. How you fellas doing?
Yo, what's going down? Feeling pretty good. Week 2 underway. My team took a little loss, but it was still a good week of football, bro.
Kyle, how you doing, man?
Doing really well. I think, again, man, I'm doing all right. Took another L this week, but I think it was a really good game. I think we got some stuff to fix up, but yeah, we're doing well over here.
And you're talking about your coach, not your high school team, right?
Oh, yeah.
The high school team is doing pretty well.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, high school team doing well too. We won this last week. Good blowout. Had our JV guys get some good reps in. So we're looking just here to week 6 coming into now. Looking to go 1-0 this.
Yep, that's what it's all about, man. Go 1-0, rack those wins up, and really just get a lot of momentum heading into the playoffs. That's what we talk about with our guys. We just beat the Lowell Red Devils, conference team that we play. Pretty high scoring game. I can't remember the final score. I think it was like 49-35 or something like that. Still got some things to clean up. But overall, man, we were doing what we had to do. You never complain about a win. So shout out to my team, man. Shout out to Hobart High School. Shout out to Mishawaka High. Shout out to Jeffersonville High for you, Hicks. And yeah. Shout out to your team there. Let's get right into the business, man. Again, this is the Coach T NFL show with Kyle and Hicks. Let's get ready to go.
Talk to him.
All right. First segment will be stock up, stock down. This will be our stock up and stock down of the previous week, week 2. It's a wonderful week of football. A special shout out to my alma mater, West Bloomfield High School, Division I state champs last year. Hopefully you can do the same this season. I'll begin. My stock up team is the Denver Broncos. Yes, the Denver Broncos. Teddy Two Gloves is having them boys rolling. They look really good, offense, defense, and special teams. And honestly, they have a great team on all 3 phases. So that's my stock up team. My stock down team of week 2, the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, they had a devastating loss to basically just Lamar Jackson. Lamar didn't have any of his weapons, really. And somehow, some way, the Chiefs found a way to blow that game. And quiet as kept, they could easily be 0-2 right now if the Browns didn't, quote-unquote, Browns week 1. So that's my stock down team, Kansas City Chiefs. My stock up players, I'm actually going on the defensive side here. So Kyle, here you go. I'm all about defense on this one. I actually got 2 players. My stock up player is rookie Micah Parsons for the Dallas Cowboys. Listen here. So you had D-Law out. You had Randy Gregory out. Cowboys actually had to call his name, Micah Parsons, to switch his position from outside linebacker to DN edge rusher. And bro, he balled out. Okay, I want you guys to check this stat. He had 8 pressures and he had a 90.8 pass rush grade, which is only second to Aaron Donald among all passers with at least 15 pass rush snaps in week 2. So whenever you're behind Aaron Donald in a stat like rushing the passer, you obviously are doing pretty well, and that's pretty good for a rookie in a new spot there. He's gonna be a impact player for years to come. And then another defensive guy, cornerback Jalen Johnson of the Chicago Bears, he was only targeted 7 times on 34 coverage snaps, and he allowed only 2 catches for 9 yards. He had no catches for any first downs there, and then he had a pick 6. Which is really good. This guy plays outside corner. He plays slot corner. He's tall. He's long. He's athletic. He's exactly what the Bears need. So those are my 2 stock up players. My stock down player is no other than Ezekiel Elliott. In 2 games so far this year, he has only totaled 104 rushing yards on a measly 3.9 yards per carry and only has 1 rushing touchdown. That's just not going to get it done. That's not why you pay him the big bucks. I understand that they have a lot of other weapons, so they clearly have to, share the ball there in Dallas, and I think they are going more of a passing style, spread the ball around style, as opposed to, ground and pound. But you still got to get more than 104 total yards in 2 games and 1 touchdown out of Ezekiel Elliott. So Zeke, sorry, buddy, you're my stock down player of week 2.
My stock up team is actually the Carolina Panthers. They came out and Sam Darnold, they put a pretty good little lick on New Orleans, who is actually, I'll talk about that in a second. But anyway, they came out and they just showed the whole NFL something. Sam Darnold showed, man, it was the Jets. It wasn't me. It was the Jets. So that's my stock up team. My stock up player is actually Derek Carr, because Derek Carr is actually averaging 416 yards a game right now. That's stupid. He's one of like 10 quarterbacks ever in the history of the NFL to do that through like the first 2 games or something like that. Or the last person to even do it is Patrick Mahomes, did that in like 2019 or something like that.
That's pretty good class right there.
Yeah, Derek Carr is actually quietly having a phenomenal start to the season. So that's my stock up player.
Sorry to cut you off. I don't want to toot my own horn, but who said that was the surprise team of 2021? Just saying. Fans. Fans. That's why you come here.
So, from player to player, my stock down player is Jameis Winston.
He was your stock up player last week. Think about that.
Yeah, and that's how fast his stock is.
That's the NFL for you, baby.
You never know what you're gonna get from him, and he proved that again. I thought that maybe he was taking a step away from that into some type of consistency, but no, that just proved not to be the case. And then my stock down team, it's a tough one because I think a lot of teams kind of underprove themselves. But for me, the Bengals and Joe Burrow, with him being the second-year guy, and then he lets Justin Fields, the first-year guy, come in and get that victory and seal that deal. I don't know. I thought that we all had a lot of hope for the Bengals on that first game victory. And even if you didn't have a lot of hope, you thought that was good that they were able to get that victory against the Vikings, even though the Vikings kind of took another L to the Cardinals really badly. But anyways, and no, it wasn't bad. They got their field goal at the end to get it, I thought. But anyways, the point is, I thought that the Bengals took a step back by losing there.
Yeah.
It was just opportunity that Justin Fields coming in, and it should have been one of those things where we're like, oh, we saw some athleticism, but of course he didn't, man. Joe Burrow coming back in, but no. So yeah, that's my stock down team.
I like it, man. Makes sense to me.
All right, so for my stock up, I'm gonna go. Hicks really gonna like this one. I'm gonna go Eagles. Okay. I know that they did get a really tough loss, but 49ers. I mean, again, they were, I believe, one of my surprise teams coming up. They got most of their guys back. So the fact that even though they lost, it was a really, really good game. I think Jalen Hurts played well. I think their run game was really, really on like all night. And again, against a really good 49ers defense. So my stock up, even though they lost, and I did the same thing last week, it's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. All right. For my stock down, I'm gonna go the Steelers. All right. I mean, they had really high hopes, from last week, upsetting the Bills. But dude, they look bad, man. I mean, their O-line looked really bad. Big Ben looked really uncomfortable. And so really, and it sucks too, because a while when on week 1 or 2, I believe Mike Tomlin's still an incredible coach. Again, hasn't had a losing season yet. I don't think he will have a losing season this year, but it's still just, I don't know what they got to do to fix it. They got to fix something. All right. Now, when it comes to player, my stock up, I'm also going to go Cooper Kupp. All right. He also, like I said, he went 9 for 11 on targets, 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. I was watching that game. He was making me very upset the entire time. But man, he can ball, dude. I mean, he can really ball. I mean, hats off to him. So, and then again, going from Jared Goff to Matt Stafford has to be pretty nice for him too. So Cooper Kupp's gonna be my stock up. And then finally, I'm actually also going to agree with you. My stock down is Ezekiel Elliott, man. He is just not looking like the first round draft pick that he was. And he just, I don't know, man. They got to fix something. I think, I don't know if I think it's too early to say he's going to start, stop getting reps, and because I know he has a really good backup. I think it's too early to say he's gonna start coming in more, but if he doesn't fix something in the next few weeks, I think they might start looking for other options, to be honest.
Tony Pollard.
Yeah, him. Yeah, dude. He's a stud. He's athletic, man. He's a really, really athletic back. So
Picked him up in fantasy.
Get smart.
yeah, good fantasy pickup right there. So that is who I'm going with. Stock up Eagles, stock down Steelers, stock up Cooper Kupp, stock down Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, and you fans out there, you guys see, man, we do our homework. We study. We know what we're talking about, and if you guys follow what we're doing, I mean, we give you a lot of good insight, a lot of good information about not only the NFL currently, but kind of what we predict is going to happen. And more times than not, what we predict is what you're going to see. So I like it, guys. I appreciate that, man. That was really good.
Talk to him.
Next segment, we're going to do our power rankings. We will do our top 5 teams overall in the NFL currently. I want a special shout out to the Bro Brothers Bourbon. What up, Coach Gransberry? I will begin here. We'll go from 5 all the way down to 1. My number 5 team in my power rankings are the San Francisco 49ers. I really like what they can do offensively, defensively, special teams. They clearly were going to be one of the better teams at the start of the year. Everyone knows that. And they've done what they've had to do. 2-0 right now. My number 4 team, surprise, surprise, Denver Broncos. I love what Teddy Two Gloves is doing. He's got that team believing that they can go further than what a lot of people thought they could go. Number 4 team, Denver Broncos. My number 3 team will be Baby Yoda and Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. He's got those boys rolling. They got and I'm glad you guys pointed this out. And you two pointed this out specifically for probably about 3 or 4 shows, man. They have so many weapons on offense. And in the NFL, where you're not really allowed to play defense, you can't hold, every other thing is a penalty. They can score better than anyone else can score. I think they were down 14-0 to start that game against the Minnesota Vikings, and they rallied back. And the Vikings had no answer for them because, again, Arizona Cardinals have so many weapons. And right now, Kyler has to be number 1 for MVP. Has to be. My number 2 team overall, and this is where it gets tricky. Pay attention. My number 2 team overall and Coach T's power rankings are the LA Rams. I love what the LA Rams can do in terms of their defense. I think I read a stat. Jalen Ramsey and the other cornerback, his first name is slipping me. I know his last name is Williams. They haven't allowed a touchdown reception over 20 yards in 2 years. So if you're a wide receiver, tight end type, going against the Rams this season, you're going to have a long night trying to go against those boys. I know you're going to have a lot of nightmares thinking about that matchup right there. So when you can play defense in the NFL like these guys can, because seemingly, like I said, not a lot of teams are able to play defense or they just are not allowed to play defense. The Rams are one of those teams that can actually lock up. Plus, like you guys said, they got Matt Stafford. That's a true upgrade over Jared Goff. So LA Rams, my number 2 team. Then my number 1 team, clearly Tampa Bay Bucks. Tom Brady, another wonderful performance. 5 touchdown passes. This guy, he's like Benjamin Buttons. He does not age, man. So those are my top 5 teams in my power rankings. Who would like to go next?
I'll go. All right. So yeah, my top 5 starting at number 5. Ours was a little similar. I'm gonna go San Francisco 49ers as my number 5. I like what they got going on. That's the reason why I had the Eagles as my stock up. So I think they're a really good team too. So 49ers number 5. Number 4, I'm going with the Vegas Raiders. All right. And that is really contradicting what I started off with this. Preseason and before the season started, I did not like them. I thought there was a lot of issues going on there, a lot of drama. They got 2 good wins out of it. They're 2-0. Again, that was a big thing for my top 5 is they at least had to be, we have 7-8 teams right now undefeated. So got to be undefeated. They have found a way to win, both weeks. So I'm gonna go Raiders on number 4. Number 3, I'm going same thing. I'm gonna go Arizona. Like you just said, Kyler Murray, he has a really, really, he has to be in the talks when it comes to MVP. They got weapons everywhere. I love the Cardinals. Again, they're my surprise team coming up. So that's, again, not too my own horn, but saw that one coming. Then at number 2, I'm going with the LA Rams. All right. So same thing. Matt Stafford is a video game. again, that was a little personal since I just kind of am still recovering from that week. But you know, you just can't argue, dude, that they are
Can't
legit.
deny it. Can't deny it.
You can't. Then, of course, number one, as you said as well, the GOAT Tom Brady. I still have yet to see anything why I shouldn't rank them number one. The Bucks are going to be my number one team in the NFL right now, top 5 power rankings.
Dude, the Bucks are just so unstoppable on offense.
They are.
They are like if you ever take an under in their game, you're just a fool. You just want to burn your money. You may as well just throw it in the lake because I mean they just score and no team can stop them. And again, Tom Brady, man, like he can play until he's 50 years old. We're gonna look up, man, 20 years from now, we're gonna realize he was a robot, a legit robot or alien, one of those two.
Android.
Yeah, Android, yeah. Hicks.
So my picks are going to be similar to you guys, you know, being in it pretty early in the year. It looks like kind of what it looks like. So number 5, I have the Cardinals. I feel like they look good. They got a lot of weapons. Kyler Murray is explosive. And they, you know, they've been around as far as being a team that's been on people's tongues. Maybe they haven't been as dominant, but I feel like the last 2 or 3 years, they've been a team that to kind of look out for. So, and then next, number 4, I have the Raiders. And just, I feel like, man, with the Raiders, it's almost even the whole vibe of the stadium, the energy.
Told
of the
y'all.
Stadium, like,
Told
home
y'all.
field advantage
Vegas is ready.
Actually coming in. Yeah, you did like home field advantage matters this year. And it's coming into play. You know, they have the number 1 passing offense in the NFL right now. So I'm going with them, number 4. Number 3, I'm going with the Chiefs, even though they took the loss to Lamar and the Ravens. It's one, I think Lamar and Patrick Mahomes, it's just beating Patrick Mahomes is one of those things that Lamar just really needs to do. You know, he's going to try to put it all on the line. We saw he didn't have anybody else, but he put the whole team on his back. But to me, like I said, you know, it takes all that to do that. I don't know what that says about your team versus what that says about you. I still think the Chiefs are a really strong team. They just got outwilled that game. So they're number 3. Number 2, I actually have the Rams. I doubted Matt Stafford. I really did. And I thought that his playoff record and, you know, the fact that the Lions hadn't been the really prominent had to be in part attributed to him. But he actually is, man, he's crazy. He got, even though last week against the Colts, he didn't put up crazy numbers. They did what they had to do. They got the W. Everybody's going to stumble a little bit, but I still think that, you know, they're one of the number 1 favorites to make it all the way. And then, of course, number 1, I got the Bucks. Brady, what else can you say? And I brought all 22 back. You know, Antonio Brown, he's out for COVID precautions right now, but they still got enough receivers and people to touch the ball. Tom Brady just got to do what he does, put it in the right place, and they're going to be good. So that's my top 5.
Yeah, as long as the Bucks have Tom Brady, they're good to go. The only 2-0 team that neither of us had in our top 5s are the Carolina Panthers. Why is that?
You know, that's interesting. I don't think that. I think we're still in what have you done for me recently? And with them, even though they're undefeated, and I kind of just said that with my whole top 5. I don't think they've really proved themselves yet. I mean, to my knowledge, I don't think they've really like shown anything super great in any of their games besides Christian McCaffrey. But I don't know, man. That is really, really interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, the Carolina Panthers beat the Jets week 1 and the Saints week 2. Now they put a smackdown on the Saints, like Hicks said earlier. Saints look terrible, man. That game was never in question from the start. I think what it really comes down to for the Carolina Panthers, like a lot of teams, it comes down to their quarterback. We know that Sam Darnold could be a guy that it looks like a first-round draft pick, or he could be a guy that is seeing ghosts. You never really know what you're going to get with him. But clearly, he's playing with a lot of confidence. I told you guys from the start, they are going to have offense with Matt Rule and Joe Brady, and you know the stuff they do on offense. They're going to be able to move it, and they got pieces. They got arguably the best running back in the game, and they got receivers. It's really going to come down to Sam Darnold, and I think that is the holdup with the Carolina Panthers. But like you guys said, maybe it was just the Jets. Maybe that was a situation for Sam Darnold. He's now unleashed and he's able to be in Carolina and in a franchise that has competence and it's not just a dumpster fire. So, and we see what the Jets look like now. Again, rookie quarterback, but same old story with the Jets. So, yeah, I gotta
think that having Christian McCaffrey, kind of a line helps him. But yeah, to me, he just needs a more, not sample size, but we'll see what happens. I don't want to call it first two weeks with Sam Darnold, but we'll see what happens.
All right, good, man. That was good. I did not, you see, the biggest surprise for me that I'm sure some people will tweet me. I get a lot of tweets now. It's kind of crazy, but I'm sure people are going to ask, why do you not have the Chiefs in there? I just don't have the Chiefs in there because I mentioned it. They're my stock down team. They could easily be 0-2 right now. I know what Patrick Mahomes and that offense can do, but their defense is one of the worst defenses you can have in the NFL. They can't tackle. They can't get pressure on the quarterback. They just have no way to really slow down a team. And again, you guys mentioned it. Lamar Jackson by himself beat the Kansas City Chiefs. So what does that tell you? Now, Lamar Jackson's a special cat. I get that. But let me actually look at the Chiefs' schedule here. We look at some of their upcoming games. The Chiefs have upcoming. They play the Chargers this week. Then they play the Eagles. Then they play the Bills. Then they visit the Washington football team. Then they visit Tennessee Titans. They play the Giants. Then they're at the Packers. Then they're at the Raiders. Then play the Cowboys. That's all before their bye week. Like, I'm telling you, man, that Super Bowl hangover, they lose a couple of those games and it's starting to look sour for them. You never know what's going to go. So I just don't have them as a top 5 team in my power rankings. And it's because they can't play defense and their schedule is going to get really tough really fast.
Talk to him.
All right, next segment. Okay, fans want it. The fans need it. I need it. Let's pick the winners of these games in week 3. This is powered by the Legacy Football Indiana and the December Recruiting Showcase. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's begin Thursday night. Speaking of the Carolina Panthers visit the Houston Texans. I just found out that Davis Mills, 3rd-round rookie quarterback out of Stanford, will start for the Houston Texans. A few trends for this game. Carolina is 5-0 straight up in their last 5 games on the road. Houston is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. And the total has gone under in Carolina's last 5 games overall. Hicks, who do you have?
I don't think Davis Mills is going to be ready for his first start. He came in last game, but it's just, obviously Houston's been tumultuous the whole off season. And I think this is another win that brings Sam Darnold back in the conversation of where is his talent level. At least it should be. I always tend to go with the more experienced, veteran, whether or not you want to call him that, but I go that over unexperienced. So I'm going to go with Carolina.
I like that. Yeah, for this one, I would also go in Carolina, to be honest with you. And that was even before, before I even just heard that he's starting quarterback. I really wanted to pick the Texans because, again, I did believe in who they
Tyrod
quarterback. Why am I?
Tyrod.
Yeah,
Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod, dude, I really do believe in him, to be honest. He's a good quarterback. I believe he is one of the most unluckiest quarterbacks in the league ever.
He's to me. Sorry to cut you off. I shouldn't be doing that. But to me, and I was thinking about this, he reminds me of Teddy Bridgewater. He just is the unfortunate Teddy Bridgewater. And Teddy Bridgewater has been unfortunate in his career. So he's the ultra unfortunate Teddy Bridgewater because they both have talent. They both can ball.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely, dude. I completely agree. So that's why I almost did pick the Texans, but even with that, I don't think they're gonna have any answer for Christian McCaffrey. So yeah, so on this one, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Carolina Panthers.
Nice. Okay, I'm going to join you guys. I'm going with the Carolina Panthers. They will be 3-0 after this week, and maybe they creep into all 3 of our top 5 power rankings. All right, game number 2, we have the Washington football team at the Buffalo Bills. 1 p.m. kickoff on Sunday. Buffalo is 5-0 straight up in their last 5 games at home against Washington. Washington is 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games on the road. So 2 contradicting trends, and the total has gone under in 5 of Washington's last 6 games on the road in Buffalo. Hicks, who do you have?
I'm gonna go with Buffalo. Buffalo, it seems like they took that loss at Pittsburgh, and since then they kind of haven't looked back. They came out and they put a licking on the Dolphins, right? And I feel like they're ready to just step up and step in the driver's seat to be known as the team that we all expect them to be and we all thought they were going to be. They're averaging right over 25 points a game right now, so their offense is kind of right where you expect it to be with production. And Washington, Taylor Heineke, he's funky. He's got some edge to him, and of course their defense is great. Chase Young, just the whole defensive front been actually doing pretty good. But I feel like this will actually be a good win for the Bills to solidify kind of their dominance in the league. And I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with you, Hicks. I'm gonna go the Bills, but what I don't agree with, I think it's gonna be a close game. Honestly, if there has to be one that I'm gonna pick, I'm gonna to go into an overtime. I'm picking this game. I think the Washington football team, I think their defense is really similar to Steelers, and they obviously gave them a lot of problems. Again, Chase Young is obviously off that edge, is a stud. So I'm still going Bills, but I do say that very cautiously, and I think that it's going to be a lot closer game than people think.
Okay, good. This is I do think it's going to be a very close game. It's a very entertaining game, depending on what type of football you like. If we just go quarterback matchup, you have Josh Allen, who was, I think, 2nd or 3rd in MVP voting last season, versus Taylor Heineke, who played 1 game against the Buccaneers last season, lost in the playoffs, and got like a $4 million contract. And then he just squeaked past Daniel Jones. So, if you're talking about the quarterback comparison, I don't think there's any comparison at all. The Bills are back at home. What was the trend? The trend is, let me read that again. Buffalo's 5-0 in their last 5 games at home versus Washington. So I'm rolling with that trend. They go 6-0 against Washington at home. Give me the Buffalo Bills. This is a game that, quite frankly, they cannot lose, and they should not lose. All right, next matchup, we have the Chicago Bears visiting the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland is 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games at home. Chicago is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games versus Cleveland. And the total has gone over in 4 of Cleveland's last 5 games overall. Hicks, who do you have?
Like I said, I always lean towards veterans and experience and knowing what to do in that moment. And I feel like the Browns, Baker Mayfield, of course, everybody's been expecting them to be one of the favorite teams, to be a perennial team. Their defense isn't coming out how I think people thought it would. Right now, they're like 21st overall in team defense, but I know that eventually they're going to bring that back. And then their offense, they have some guys kind of hurt. Beckham hasn't played yet. I think Landry's out, but their running game staying steady. I say that, again, just based off of experience, still having a good team. They still got Myles Garrett in there causing trouble. So I'm going to have to go with Cleveland on this one.
Yeah, so this one, I'm gonna shake some feathers here a little bit. I'm gonna go with the Bears in my upset pick of the week. All right. Now the reason for that, honestly, I think it might even be a little bit of a reach. But I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but I follow a little college football. I'm a big Ohio State fan. They just announced today that Justin Fields is going to be the starting quarterback next week. So specifically that, I think he's a dog. I think he's going to ball out. I think him being a starter is going to put a lot more confidence in him. I think he's going to go out there, show why he should be out there. And he's going to get a big win against them Brownies at Cleveland.
If you guys are fans of college football, like I am, you guys check out the Coach T College Football Show with Mook. That's every week. I will go in this matchup with the Cleveland Browns. These teams are very comparable. Both of them rely on defense for the most part. They rely on their run game for the most part. I think the Bears will rely on their run game even more. David Montgomery, I was never high on him, but he's been playing well, so I got to give him kudos there. I think Nagy will lean on that run game a lot more. They'll lean on the tight ends a little bit more with a rookie quarterback. But I just think the Cleveland Browns have what it takes to slow down a rookie quarterback. And also I think that their offense is a very underrated offense, even without OBJ. I don't know when he's going to be back, but they just have the goods to move the ball and score points. So with this matchup, it will be close. I know I got a lot of people around me, man, that are Bears fans. Almost too many people that are around me that are Bears fans, because I really despise the Bears as a Lions fan. But I do see Cleveland winning this game, and hopefully Justin Fields has a good game, because I am rooting for that young man. But I think Cleveland Browns will be too much in Cleveland for the Chicago Bears. Next matchup, we have the Baltimore Ravens visiting my Detroit Lions. 1 o'clock kickoff on CBS. The Baltimore Ravens are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games against the Lions. The total has gone over in 13 of Detroit's last 16 games at home. So you over and under, guys. There you go. There's your over. Hicks, who do you have?
Well, the thing about Baltimore is they actually have the 30th ranked defense in the league for the first 2 games. Now, Detroit, if you saw them play the other night, you saw Jared Goff hitting people in the hand, head, and chest. And they couldn't. There's no way. They was all fully vaccinated. They could not catch anything, including COVID. He was lighting people up. And
the Lions have the worst receiving core in the NFL.
Oh my! It was tough to watch, and it was disheartening if you have watched Jared Goff perform before, because we used to think they dropped it on the Rams. Detroit said, "Hold my beer." So I'm just, even though Baltimore's defense isn't playing well, it's just going to be a struggle season for the Lions this year. You know, with the receiving core, they do have a nice running back.
Yep, DeAndre Swift.
And even there's another guy too who did okay, Williams, maybe. But he's the guy who just came over from the Packers, right?
Oh yes, Jamal Williams, correct.
Jamal Williams.
Yep, who broke up with the Packers, and then his new girlfriend, the Detroit Lions.
Broke up with the Packers. He got a new girl, and she's a ruffian. But yeah. Anyways, long story short, I'm gonna go Baltimore. This is gonna be a tough season for Detroit, man.
So with this one, I'm gonna go with the Ravens too. As much as I love MCDC, I love Dan Campbell. I think anything that comes out this man's mouth is iconic. Okay, so I think he might be the guy that can kind of switch things around there for Detroit, but it ain't gonna be this year. I'll tell you that right now. Lamar's Lamar. I'm gonna go Ravens easy on that one.
All right, good. Yeah, I'm also gonna go with the Ravens. It breaks my heart to do this, because you guys know, all the fans out there, you guys know I love my Detroit Lions. I told you guys Monday night after the Packers got whooped up on week 1 by the Saints, that was the worst time we could play Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. We held strong for an entire half. We actually won the first half, and then we didn't score a point in the second half. So with that being said, if Lamar Jackson can put the team on his back and but he can beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and then just imagine what he can do to my measly Lions. So I'm going with Baltimore there. They're 8-point favorites, and you have to take that. I think that's a layup. Next game here, we're going to go with the Arizona Cardinals visiting the Jaguars. Jacksonville is 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 home games. The total has gone over in 4 of the last 5 games between these two teams. However, the total has gone under in Arizona's last 5 games on the road. The spread here, we have the Arizona Cardinals as a 7.5-point favorite, 52 points over under. Hicks, who do you have?
So the Cardinals, man, I could have easily had them for one of my one. They stock up team. Because they just been showing out, man. My boy Rondell Moore, he had over 100 yards last
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's the exact opposite for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know, Urban Meyer only lost 7 games when his whole tenure at Ohio State. 7 regular season games. I'm sorry. He lost 7 regular season games. He's probably going to lose 15 regular season games. And that's going to be, I don't know how he's going to get through it. So
Maybe he goes to USC. Maybe he takes that job.
he's saying he's not, but we'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and go Cardinals on this. And I think they continue to grow as a team and show us what they're about.
Yeah, this one's easy, man. I mean, I'm going Cardinals. Obviously, we keep talking so high of them. Until they give me a reason not to, I think I'm going to go with them on a lot of games this year. And also, this is probably one of the easier ones I could think of. This has to be my blowout game of the week, easily.
Yeah, easily. Again, Arizona Cardinals are 7.5-point favorites in that matchup. I could see this being a 21-point game at halftime. You guys already know who I'm going. I'm joining forces with you cats. Cardinals are head and shoulders above the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I mean they tanked last year for Trevor. I don't know who they can tank for this year, but I don't see them winning a lot of games, and I don't see them even having Jacksonville. I'm speaking. I don't see them even having a lot of reason to even win games. So next matchup, we have the LA Chargers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. In this matchup, LA Chargers are 5-1 against the spread and 5-1 straight up in their last 6 games overall. The Chiefs are 16-2 straight up in their last 18 games at home. They're also 12-2 straight up in their last 14 games against the Chargers. Hicks, who do you have?
So the Chargers, you know, they up and coming. Herbert, he been out there trying to dish a little bit. He wasn't able to get it done versus the Cowboys. You know, the Cowboys kicked that last second field goal, kind of put the Chargers away. And then I think that the Chiefs are going to be looking for redemption after coming off the back of Lamar putting them to sleep. So this one to me, I think the Chargers put up a good fight, but I'm going to go ahead and go Chiefs.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with you, Hicks, for sure. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. This one was really, really tough. Like you said, it's 2 powerhouse offenses going against each other. I think this is going to be a pretty high-scoring game. But honestly, the big reason why I went with the Chiefs is because they're the home team. I mean, everyone has known that even before the Patty Mahomes, I mean, the Chiefs have always been really good at Arrowhead, man. I mean, that environment is just insane. So I'm going to go Chiefs on that and for sure ride the home team.
Yeah, you guys are both wrong, man. What my boy Jay-Z said. He said, you had a spark when you started, but now you're just garbage. I don't believe in the Chiefs. You guys know I don't believe in the Chiefs.
Wow.
Not this season. And this is my upset pick of the week. I'm going with the LA Chargers. Justin Herbert played a much better defense than what he's going to face this week. Okay. Dallas Cowboys, quiet as kept. They have a really good defense this year. Now, game 1 wasn't the case there, but they are improving. I don't see a way where the Chiefs can slow down the LA Chargers. I mentioned it. They don't have a way to pressure the quarterback. They don't have a way to get turnovers, and they don't have a way to stop the run. And when you talk about the Chargers, they can run the ball. They got weapons on the outside. And I talked about Justin Herbert. He's one of my top 5 quarterbacks of 2021. I think the Chiefs lose 2 games in a row because they could easily be 0-2 right now. I'm stressing. That's the 3rd time I've said that. They could easily be 0-2 right now. They lucked up in week 1. They got beat by 1 man in week 2, and they about to get beat by an entire LA Chargers team in week 3. That's my upset pick of this week. Next matchup, we're going to go with the New Orleans Saints visiting the New England Patriots. The Patriots are 3-point favorites at home against the Saints. New England is 5-1 straight up in their last 6 games overall versus New Orleans. The total has gone under in New Orleans' last 5 games overall. However, the total has gone over in 5 of the last 6 between these 2 teams in Foxborough. Hicks, who do you have?
Well, this is actually going to be my upset of the week, technically, because the Saints are 3-point dogs. So, Jameis Winston is hot and cold, as I said before.
You're hot and you're cold. You're yes and you're no.
He's out. He's all of that. He's in, he's out, he's up, and he's down. But I feel like against the Patriots, and just a chance to really get a win over Bill Belichick. How often can you do that? Which is possible this game. And sometimes people or players or teams play to their level of competition. That's something that can be a foe of people. And I think that, at least in his head, Jameis Winston may really want to come out and perform well and beat the Patriots and steal the Patriots. To us, fans be like, oh, they're not good this year, they suck there. I think for players to still beating the Patriots organization is a win, a good win anytime you do it. So I'm going to say that New Orleans goes in. I think it will actually be I know that Mac Jones throws a lot of check downs. And then Jameis Winston, he has 5 touchdowns and only 259 passing yards. So that just lets you know what type of he ain't been airing it out too much himself. So it may not be that high scoring, but I'm gonna go with the Saints.
All right, yeah. So for that one, I'm gonna go with the rookie Mac Jones and the Patriots. I do really like Jameis, and I agree with you, Hicks, where it's probably gonna be pretty low scoring. But the fact is that, again, they're in Foxborough. They got Bill Belichick, obviously. I think this one's gonna go to the Pats just because it's simply going to get out-coached. I don't think it's going to get outplayed. I don't think it's because they're going to have better players. I think Jameis is still going to have a good day out there. But at the end of the day, it's Mac Jones' 3rd game. He still has a long season, but I think every single game this man's getting better. I mean, every single game. So I think he makes a pretty big step on this game. And yeah, so I'm gonna go Patriots on that one.
Yeah, I'm actually going against you guys. I so want to go with the New England Patriots. But like you guys said, this is the 3rd game for Mac Jones. The Saints were completely embarrassed last week. And if I've learned anything about professional athletes, when they get embarrassed, they like to come back the next week, the next game, and show what they got. I think Sean Payton, he rights that ship, and he gets a win in Foxborough in a close matchup. I do think it's going to be a low-scoring game because I think Bill Belichick and that defense will have a lot of answers for Jameis in that offense. But again, when you get embarrassed the way that the Saints got embarrassed last week, I think that gives you a lot of fire for the next week. And I'll take a veteran over a 3rd week starter any day of the week. So give me the Saints. All right, next matchup, we have the Atlanta Falcons visiting the New York Giants. The total has gone under in the last 5 games between these two teams, and the total has gone under in the New York Giants' last 5 games at home. Hicks, who do you have?
It's funny because Daniel Jones, specifically himself, by himself, only him, looks like a good athlete.
He balled out last week. He got some speed too, man. The boy can roll.
Strong.
Yeah.
The Giants are horrible. They're a terrible team.
That's your team, though. That's your team.
No, all bets are off when it comes to
all bets are off.
They are ludicrous. What's another word that I could use to describe them? They had me flabbergasted.
Yeah, flabbergasted. They are despicable. They are
intolerable. Okay?
Intolerable. Yes. Look at us, man. We getting our education on, man.
Gosh, odious is how I just. And now Atlanta ain't far behind. Okay.
Yeah, Atlanta right there. They're their cousins.
Bad
they are their cousins of the South. They are the Giants of the South.
Somewhere got a deed in his dresser drawer, and if he unfolds that creakly old piece of paper, it says percentage of ownership of the Atlanta Falcons. He owns them.
Yes.
He owns the Falcons.
Yes.
God, they just ain't got no answer.
None.
For Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be somebody has to win. I don't think both these teams can lose this game. Somebody gotta win. I guess I'm gonna go.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
I guess I'm gonna go Falcons.
Oh, Jesus.
I think Matt Ryan
Lord have mercy.
Get a dub at some point. Like if Daniel Jones don't get.
Do they have to? Do they have to get a dub at some point?
I understand Daniel Jones going on for it. It's Danny Dimes. But Matt Ryan, Owen, whatever, come on.
Matt Ryan needs to hang it up. I'm sorry.
Man, like an old corduroy pantsuit.
He needs to hang it up, bro. Give it up, Jack. Yeah, so you're going with the Falcons there. All right, good luck with that. Kyle, who do you have?
Hey, what team has the best guy that's going to touch the ball at every single play? That is Daniel Jones, New York Giants. I'm going Giants. Now, I'm not saying career, all right? I think it's funny. I was watching out last week the Giants, and I think it's real funny. They legit copy and pasted Eli Manning into another probably 10, 15 years. Right. It's wild how similar this man is. All good and bad, all right? And bad, sure. Probably more bad than good, you know? But yeah, honestly, like you, Matt Ryan, dude, he like you said, he needs to hang it up, man. I'm going Daniel Jones, who is the team that got the quarterback that's going to be at least a little bit athletic.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. This is my lowest total game of the week. This would be the lowest scoring game of the week. The total was going under. What were the stats? In 5 of the last games between these two teams, I don't see a lot of offense between these two teams, and I especially don't see a lot of offense coming from the sad Falcons. We talked about it. 2 weeks ago, my stock down player was Matt Ryan. If his stock could drop even more last week, it did. He provides nothing for the Atlanta Falcons. I love Kyle Pitts. They should have drafted a quarterback. Second week I've said that. They get nothing out of their quarterback. They don't have a run game. New first-time head coach Arthur Smith, who I thought I was going to be high on, but he took over for a franchise that just they have Matt Ryan at quarterback, so you're not going to get much out of that. Give me the New York Giants in this matchup. Giants should have won last week. They blew that. I agree. They did blow that game, but they are slightly the better team here. They're at home. It's going to be a lot of, low-scoring game. What's the number on this game? This is the Giants are 3-point favorites, so you just got a, mediocre, regular old spread that Vegas throws out there. The total was 47.5. Yo, fans, if you guys, again, this is not a betting show, please take the under in that matchup. I can see this game being a 17-7 game with the Giants winning that. So I got the Giants covering. I got the under on that matchup. And the Falcons, man, they may have to relocate and play some Canadian football. They may have to. They're sad. Give me the Giants. All right, next matchup, we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh is 11-1 straight up in their last 12 games overall versus Cincinnati. The total has gone under in 9 of Cincinnati's last 12 games on the road in Pittsburgh. Hicks, pick the winner.
Oh, man. Burrow.
There's a chance that Roethlisberger will not start nor play in this game. A pectoral injury, correct.
Injured text.
You may be looking at Mason Rudolph, or you may be looking at Dwayne Haskins at quarterback.
And, this is one of those games that I think could really set the tone for the season as a game that actually means something, kind of has some impact. The Bengals are actually averaging 22 points per game. The Steelers are averaging 20 points a game. And they may not have their quarterback.
True.
I think that there's a chance. I know that the Bengals are 3-point dogs in the game. I already said my upset game of the week.
This is so close to being my upset pick.
Right.
So close.
So, and then not only that, TJ Watt is questionable for the Steelers. We don't know if he's going to be in there. I think the Bengals have a chance to do this.
In a rivalry game. This is a rivalry game.
They got some guys knocked around on defense on Pittsburgh. TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, and Justin Lane are all out. And then Ben Roethlisberger is questionable. So I'm gonna go with the Bengals to get one against the Steelers, but they haven't done it in a long time.
Nope. Kyle, pick the winner.
All right, yeah. So this one, it's funny. I'm also going the Bengals. All right, I'm going them too. I was actually unaware that Big Ben might not play, and that just made me feel so much better with my pick. Like you just said, to be honest, like you just said, they are actually also going to be my lowest score of the week. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I also do have an honorable mention with that one though too, but we'll get to it later. And I just think I think the Bengals don't have a line to block Joe Burrow. The Steelers, their line has been playing crappy as well. And if you telling me that they got Mason Rudolph at quarterback, dude, they might not score a point. All right, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go with the Bengals on that one, and I think they do get a dub in Pittsburgh, like you just said, which again hasn't happened in a while.
No, it hasn't. I see this game has me twisted, man. I really want to go. I'm thinking of it this way, fans. I think that for some reason, something is telling me, hey, the Steelers don't have their quarterback. They got all these guys potentially out, but they're still the Steelers. And this is what makes them the Steelers, that they pull out wins like this. But on the other hand, it's like the Cincinnati Bengals are a team that they can score. They got weapons. They got guys on the outside. Joe Mixon, you mentioned this, Hicks, last week. He is a very consistent, steady running back. Joe Burrow, you know what you're going to get from him, former #1 overall pick. And this is a rivalry game. So I would take the points if that was my thing. I would take the points there with the Bengals. But in terms of winning the game, I am a little I'm just a little I don't know what you're going to get from the Steelers. I want to take them, but I don't know what you're going to get from them. So with all that being said, the winner of this matchup will be the Cincinnati Bengals. Rivalry game, as mentioned. They have the better quarterback if Big Ben is not playing. They have the better receivers. Running back, potentially have the better running back. I do really like Najee Harris for the Steelers, but I just don't know what they're going to bring on the offensive end. When it's a tight game, it's a close game, it's a rivalry game. I just feel like give me the team that at the end of the game, they have enough explosive athletes to make the big play when you need it most. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, next matchup, we have the Indianapolis Colts visiting the Tennessee Titans. The Colts are 8-1 straight up in their last 9 road games in Tennessee, and the total has gone over in 4 of the last 5 games between these two teams. Tennessee, they are the 5-point favorites in this matchup. The over-under is 48 points. Hicks.
Well. Carson Wentz, you're out again.
Wincing in your pain. Ain't that right, Kyle? Two twisted ankles.
Eagles
Yep.
No disrespect to Kyle. No, one of my best friends, the co-host of my other show, Yo and His Kids, my homie Yeoman. Yeah.
He's a big Colts fan.
Hard Colts fan, man.
Yeah.
I bet he has more Colts shirts than all 3 of us combined.
No disrespect, but the disrespect is coming. Come on, bring it.
Garrett, even if Kyle has I'm betting Kyle has a nice collection. Kyle, listen, he got it. So I am I'm so glad that we got rid of Carson Wentz. He was even saying that he wishes they kind of got Sam Darnold and that there was so many more options. But the Colts, man, it's gonna be tough. Jacob Eason, when they were playing in the summer and Carson Wentz was hurt, came back, all the reports said, man, the difference between these guys is night and day. It's not even close. So, unfortunately, I feel like that's going to be evident in this game. Tennessee still looking to prove something. They obviously that they won at Seattle. That was huge to win in overtime. Brandon, I always want to call him Brandon Jacobs. Oh my God, Derrick Henry. He's the Brandon Jacobs reincarnated. Derrick Henry punching in at the end. That was lovely. But I know they want to avenge that loss that they took week 1 in Arizona. So I'm gonna go Tennessee. I think that they have something to prove. They still got a chip on their shoulder. And man, it's just gonna be an uphill climb in the mud with socks on in rain and coat. Like, it's gonna be a tough tough.
Kyle, pick the winner.
Yep. So this is my week. So I am going the Colts. All right. I'm going to go with the Colts now. Saying that, first off, I know you wouldn't think so, right? I mean, come on.
That's the NFL though.
First off, hey, that's the only thing, man. It's NFL. Anyone can really win any single week.
Mm-hmm.
First, Carson Wentz is actually day to day right now. All right, so there is actually I think they reported about 12 hours ago, saying that he is not ruling out not playing in week 3. All right, even with 2 sprained ankles, which I don't know which one I'd want better. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? I don't know which one I'd want, but anyway, I'm really just going. I think with what Tennessee has showed so far in the first 2 weeks, I think our defense is set to stop an offense like this. Like Julian Blackman, our safety, or I think second-year safety, he just said, like, you know, that's their big emphasis this year is tackling Derrick Henry, tackling 22, get him ground, get the ball out of his hands. So I think it's going to be this was one of my honorable mentions on my lowest scoring game too, but just because two pretty good defenses. But I'm gonna go with, I don't think the Colts are going to start 0-3. I just really don't see that happening. I could be wrong. Again, I am a fan, but I'm gonna go with my Colts on this one. The Titans are still little brother.
Yeah, this is easy for me. Carson Wentz or no Carson Wentz, I'm going with the Tennessee Titans. My pick for the Super Bowl in the AFC. All right, next matchup, we have the New York Jets visiting the Denver Broncos. Denver is 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games against the Jets. The total has gone under in 6 of the last 7 games between these two teams when they play in Denver. Hicks, pick the winner.
I think this is pretty easy. Again, I hate to be prejudging somebody or prejudiced. Have you seen Zach Wilson? Like, have you looked at it?
Babyface assassin.
Oh, man. He looks like he plays for the St. Reinhard Middle School Cougars. Man, right now he has 2 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. That's gonna be that's a hard stat. Oh, wow. Quietly, Teddy Bridgewater has probably won like his last 8 starts. I don't think anybody has really noticed that. But obviously he's 2-0 right now. Denver's looking pretty good. They have the number 5 defense overall. And they could be a sneaky, it was weird at the beginning. There were a lot of preseason reports that Denver had this great roster and they didn't have a quarterback. And, they just had so much talent on the team. I thought that was insane. I didn't know where that was coming from. But if you take that with the addition of Teddy Bridgewater, they might be a quiet team, sneaky team. This is my blowout of the week. I think Teddy Bridgewater likes it, man.
Took that one from me, man. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Broncos, and I'm going to go Broncos big.
All right, yeah. So it looks like we are all 3 good minds think alike. For sure. I'm saying to love Teddy. I mean, Hicks, you basically said it all. Broncos are really good. Looking really good. The Jets have been the Jets. I'm not kidding. I think I've legit heard more positive feedback on the internet on Zach Wilson's mother over Zach Wilson. Okay, so I'm for sure going the Broncos on that one.
Yeah, the babyface assassin he is not going to get it done this week. This is also my blowout pick of the week. The Denver Broncos are 10.5 point favorites. If they were 20.5 point favorites, I would take them. There ain't no way the Jets can keep it close in this matchup. They have no defense. They have a rookie quarterback that likes to throw the ball to the other team. And I just see the Denver Broncos again. I think they were they were in my top 5 power rankings for a reason. And this team look, man, I'm telling you, if the Denver Broncos, if you look up a few months from now and they are in the AFC Championship game, don't say you're surprised because I'm telling you how good they are. And they have a veteran quarterback that has a lot to prove. They do have weapons on the outside. They got playmakers. They got Cortland Sutton. I know that Jerry Jeudy is out. When he comes back, they're going to be even more explosive. They don't need him for this game. They hardly need anything else to really beat the Jets. because the Jets have nothing. Long year for them. Long year for Robert Saleh, a Michigan native. I got love for him, but it's going to be a long year for those Jets. This is my blowout of the week. Give me the Denver Broncos over the Jets. Next game, we have the Miami Dolphins visiting the LA Raiders. The Raiders. Miami is 7-1 against the spread. I'm sorry, Miami is 7-1 straight up in their last 8 games versus the Raiders. The total has gone over in last 5 games between these two teams. Tua is out. I think he has a rib injury. So the quarterback for Miami Dolphins will be Jacoby Brissett. The Dolphins are 4-point underdogs to the Raiders in Las Vegas. Hicks, pick the winner.
Man, Tua got them barbecue ribs last game. It's gonna be, so I know that him coming to this game, he's not gonna be playing. He's already out. I don't know who the backup is at Miami. I honestly, I don't know.
Jacoby Brissett.
Oh yeah,
Jacoby Brissett.
Okay,
yeah, he used to play for your Colts or Kyle's Colts. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know what? Let me take that all the way back. I don't know.
Yeah, put some respect on his name now.
Okay. Jacoby Brissett's going to be getting it. Jacoby Brissett knows how to get some wins. Okay. I can remember his run with the Patriots and his run with the Colts. Jacoby Brissett is solid, but I don't know. That's still the same team that last week got goose egg. They couldn't do anything. So Vegas, on the other hand, like I said, Derek Carr, their offense is rolling. He has, he's leading the NFL in passing right now. They're number 7 in total offense. And he's got Darren Waller, you know what I mean? Josh Jacobs.
Henry Ruggs, Mr. Ruggs.
Henry Ruggs. He's got a lot of weapons to deal with. So I can't see stopping this game. I think this is good. It needs to be picked. Vegas is 3-0. I'm going Raiders.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I'm gonna be with you guys. I'm gonna go Vegas too. I am liking him. I think they will be 3-0 after this. And Jacoby Brissett, I was gonna mention him too. He has been a solid backup. I mean, I think he is a really good, solid backup that can go in there and win you a game when he has to. I had PTSD from him being our starting quarterback for a year. Okay. That is just straight up. I mean, as a person, he was a man of the year nominee. He's a great person, but as a football player, he's the guy that can go in there with, get things done when he has to. But I think when he's actually a starter, he just doesn't have that, he doesn't take control of the team. Yeah, he just doesn't have that it factor. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if they're gonna, basically rely on Jacoby Brissett to win this game, which I think they would have to be honest with you. Like I said, they don't have many playmakers. I think I'm for sure gonna go Vegas and where it's gonna be loud there. It's gonna be real loud.
Gonna be real loud. They got a club in their stadium. It's gonna be a raucous crowd, to say the least. Raiders, you guys know how I feel about the Raiders, man. I think they go 3-0 this weekend. Jacoby Brissett, you had a spark when you started, but now you're just garbage. I don't see him doing much in this matchup. It's a short week for him. I don't know how much he played last week when Tua went out, but I know they got blanketed 35-0 against a quarterback in his second game overall in Mac Jones. So now you giving me Derek Carr in a prove-it year when the Las Vegas Raiders are rolling the way they are. This could easily be my blowout pick, of the week, but I know the Raiders are going to do their thing. I know it's not going to be close. Give me the Las Vegas Raiders. All right, next game we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers visiting the LA Rams. Tampa Bay is 5-0 straight up in their last 5 games overall, and they're 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games on the road. The Rams are 7-1 against the spread in the last 8 games against Tampa Bay. Hicks, pick the winner.
So this is going to be, this is who I thought we were talking about earlier when I was clearly mistaken when we were talking Chiefs Chargers. But anyway, the other red team versus the other blue team in LA. Tampa Bay, they are to me the front runner of the NFL right now, just because they got the GOAT and they got all 22 back. JPP is questionable for this game. Obviously, he's a big part of their defense. They've got another linebacker out, Kevin Minner, and Antonio Brown isn't gonna play. He's on COVID precautions, so.
I think I know where you're headed.
It's definitely going to be a struggle now. They are the number one offense in the NFL. They're averaging right over 39.5 points a game, but the Rams are only allowing 19 points a game. So it's really going to be a matchup of what's what, who.
Iron versus iron.
Yeah, and they have the Bucks as the 1.5 point favorite. I think that Tom Brady goes in, takes a loss. When Tom Brady loses, it's different. It's like he loses, you're setting him up to win later because he's going to figure out how you beat him. He's not going to do that again. Now he just guaranteed with every loss, he basically guaranteed a solid win. So I think the Rams get this one, but this is my high scoring game of the week. The over under 65.5 points, so they're gonna be lighting it up. But I say Rams take it. Stafford gets a good win. Brady yells at people. The season.
Yeah, so I'm with you, Hicks, on the highest score. This is also going to be my highest score game of the week. 55. That's a high over under. But there's no way that neither one of these teams scores 30 points. I mean, I think they're going to score at least 30 each. So I think that's going to be an easy overcall. Saying that, like you said, the Bucks with the number 1 points per game, the Rams number 5 points per game. All right, so that's another reason why I think a high score. If you a few weeks, maybe a month ago, Tom Brady got a question asked to him that, what do you have left to prove? You know what I'm saying? And this man basically said he would give up 2 Super Bowls to get that undefeated season back that the Giants stole from him. All right. And it's like, boom, like that's what you have to prove. Like this man has yet again found something underneath, found another motivation to push him through. And I'm going to be honest with you, until I see something that's going to worry me, I'm going Bucks every single week, all the way up to the Super Bowl, man. I mean, I'm not kidding. It wouldn't be surprised. You got the 1972 Dolphins, the 2021 Bucks. It could really happen. All right, so I'm gonna go Bucks on that one.
Yeah, I want to join you there with the Bucks, but with all those guys out, and to me, the only way you beat Tom Brady is to, like most quarterbacks, you pressure him all game, and without Antonio Brown, who is his number 1 weapon. I know we talk about Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, but Antonio Brown is really the number 1 guy on the edge. If he's out and you're able to get pressure on him, I think it can potentially be a long day. But it's just so hard to go against the GOAT. Like, I don't want to look up a week from now and say I went against Tom Brady. And you're getting them at what? A point and a half? So you got to win by a field goal essentially to cover that. I'm going with Tom Brady. I'm not doubting the GOAT. I'm with you, Kyle. It's hard to go against them. Give me a reason not to go against them, and they have yet to give me that. They score points. The defense is not great, but they score points, and they do what they got to do, and they beat the teams how they should beat the teams. LA Rams, I think they just come up short. It's going to be a great game, though, man. I'm really looking forward to that matchup. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, quickly, next matchup will be the Seattle Seahawks visiting the Minnesota Vikings. Seattle was 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games against Minnesota. The total has gone under in 5 of the last 6 matchups between these two teams in Minnesota. However, the total has gone over in 8 of Minnesota's last 9 home games. Wow. Okay. Hicks, pick the winner.
If you watched that game last week with the Titans and the Seahawks, you know that Russ isn't feeling good about that. Now, the Vikings haven't been able to squeeze nothing out. Oddly enough, Kirk Cousins and Russell Wilson have similar numbers. Russell Wilson has 597 yards and 6 touchdowns, and Kirk Cousins has 595 yards and 5 touchdowns, but he hasn't been able to pull out any victories. And I think that the Seahawks still edge them out. I hate to say that I think Minnesota's going to be 0-3, but yeah, I think Minnesota's going to be 0-3. And the Seahawks are averaging 29 points a game. Minnesota's averaging 28.5 points a game. So, I don't know. Go figure. I'm going to go Seahawks for the win.
Man, you basically stole the words out of my mouth fully, really with that. But I'm gonna go the other way, and again, Hicks, I'm taking a lot from you. A couple weeks ago, you said that with Kirk Cousins, some weeks he's phenomenal, other weeks, he's awful. Back and forth.
Back.
I think this is going to be a week that he's gonna be up. I think he's going to be on. Dalvin Cook's going to be Dalvin Cook. And I don't know, man. I just have a feeling. I think the Vikings take this one.
And if I remember correctly, last year, these two teams played in Seattle, and I think Minnesota was up. But then Russell Wilson, maybe a minute and a half left, came back, and they won that game. I can't remember. That was I think it was a Sunday night or a Monday night game. I got to look that up. But these two teams, when they play, it's normally close. What were the trends? Seattle's 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games at Minnesota. So they win games. So I guess it hasn't been close. But I know the games typically go under with these two teams. So if you're leaning that way, take the under. But in terms of winning this game, winning this matchup, I got to go with Minnesota. I don't see how at home, once you go 0-3, we hit on this a lot last week. Once you go 0-2, it's very hard to make the playoffs. Once you go 0-3, essentially your season is over. Minnesota knows that. Both games, the Bengals matchup and last week when they played Arizona, they were up early in both of those games. They have talent. They can score. Really, they were one of the teams that I thought would surprise a lot of people, and they've been playing well. They just have played some tough teams. This is another tough team that they have to play, but you cannot go 0-3. Kirk Cousins, you have to win this game. Mike Zimmer, you have to win this game. Get it done. Make me seem like a smart guy. I'm going with Minnesota Vikings in this matchup. All right, next game. This is a Sunday night cap game. This is the 8:20 p.m. kickoff on NBC. You have the Green Bay Packers visiting the San Francisco 49ers. The Green Bay Packers are 8-2 straight up in their last 10 games overall. The total has gone over in the 5 of the last 6 games for Green Bay, and the total has gone over in 9 of the last 12 matchups between these two teams. The number here, Vegas has the San Francisco 49ers as 3.5-point favorites, and the total is 49.5. Hicks, pick the winner.
So I think this is going to be actually my low scoring game of the week.
I got something to say about that.
2 weeks ago, Aaron Rodgers put up 3 points. Okay. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo 2 weeks ago went ham, but it was against Detroit and the Detroit defense. Then the next week, he went against the Eagles, like Kyle said, a better defense, and he scored 17 points. That's pretty stingy. You know who Aaron Rodgers went against last week when he got big numbers? Detroit. So I think the last time when these teams both played teams with substance, they didn't put up a lot of numbers. I think that this game will be somewhat of a kind of a struggle, a low scoring battle. The Packers are only averaging 19 points a game. Obviously, it's only scoring 2 points that one game. We all know that San Francisco has traditionally been a rush-heavy team, even though they do have the number one receiver right now, Deebo Samuel. He has the most reception yards in the league right now. But I feel like that's their bread and butter. To me, is still probably going to be controlling that clock, and maybe not even with running, maybe with short passes now. I think that San Francisco wins this game at home, and I think it's low scoring, and I'm going to go with the Niners.
All right, all right. So right now I got a bad taste in my mouth for the Packers right now. Okay. I'm heavy on Aaron Rodgers. Okay. I love him. I think he's gonna be just fine from that week one. But saying that, I had a 5-leg parlay and I had 4 hit. And you know what? One that I didn't have hit, Aaron Jones over 68.5 yards. You know how many yards this man got? This man got 67 yards.
Right,
I was
right.
1.5 yards away. So the fact, just because of that fact right there, I'm going
It's over
49ers. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of my angriness, a little bit of just saying 49ers. I mean, they still were my top 5 power ranking. Like you said, the Packers did do it against Detroit. So as much as I wanted to say that, everything will be fine, over there, it seems like some stuff's going down. I think they will eventually get there, the Packers, but this early in the season, 49ers seem to be rolling a little bit. I'm gonna go 49ers at home.
Nope. Give me the Green Bay Packers on the road.
Oh.
Yeah, they go 2-1. I think Aaron Jones actually has over 68 rushing yards in this matchup because they're going to need it. This is also the game that I have as my highest scoring game of the week. Again, what did they say? 9 of the last 12 matchups between these two teams have gone over. The total is 49.5 for this matchup. I think it hits 60 plus. I think you're looking at a score of, so if I have the Packers winning, I think you're looking at 35-28, I would say. Sunday night matchup, NFL wants points. You're going to get a lot of points here. And Aaron Rodgers, he had a dud week 1. But that's so far away from where we are now with the Packers. And when you need something to go well, you need a way to right the ship. You go play the Detroit Lions. You're going to be able to right the ship. I think they did that. They found their run game. They found their pass game. Aaron Rodgers. You see that dime he threw to your boy Tunyon. Boy Tunyon from Indiana State. You see that dime he threw last week?
Sycamores.
The Sycamores. There you go.
Yeah.
When Aaron Rodgers is playing that way, there ain't a lot of guys besides Tom Brady that can match up with him. And I don't think Jimmy G is able to do that. So give me the Green Bay Packers in this matchup, which is also my highest scoring matchup of the week. All right, last game of the week. We have Monday night matchup, 8:15 kickoff on ESPN. You have Hicks's Philadelphia Eagles versus the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas is 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games overall. The total has gone over in 8 of Dallas's last 10 games, home games overall. However, the total has gone under in 6 of the last 9 matchups between these two teams. Let me find the number here. The Cowboys are 3.5-point favorites over the Philadelphia Eagles. So Hicks, pick the winner.
Man, they got Philly as big dogs in this game, but I don't know. Something just tells me that the Cowboys are going to cowboy it up this weekend. Now, their defense isn't great. The defense is giving up 432 yards a game right now. That's I don't even know what. I don't know what that is in the league, where that puts them at. But they could step it up on defense. I think we can all say that. So I think that the Eagles, the last game playing against a really good 49ers team, the story that's not written about that game is that, there were 2 different times they were in the red zone and couldn't score. They kind of just didn't have the poise and the togetherness to be able to will their way in. Plus, they don't have a good, solid power runner. It's hard for the Eagles to get those first downs. But in a game like this, that I think it's probably going to be some going back and forth and a little bit more scoring. The Eagles defense has just lost Brandon Graham basically probably for the season with an Achilles, so they're probably going to be a little bit looser. Either one of these teams are averaging a lot of points. The Eagles are averaging 21.5, the Cowboys are averaging 24.5 points a game, but it may be the fan in me, but whatever. I'm going to say Eagles win in a close match, with some good defense.
Yeah, so this one, dude, honestly, this might have been one of the hardest of the week. I've gone back and forth. I think I'm going to go with Dallas, and I believe I might regret that come Monday night. I really like the Eagles, man. I really, really like Jalen Hurts. But Dallas is just looking good. I mean, Zeke's got to get fixed. I mean, if they don't get him fixed, then it's going to be a tough night. But Dak has been playing out of his mind. They obviously just had a really good win over a really good Chargers team. So, and their one loss obviously was to the GOAT Tom Brady, where they almost came very close to winning that game. All right. So honestly, I think I'm gonna go Dallas on this one, even though I do think it is gonna be a close game. You said what, the Eagles are the favorite?
Yeah, the Eagles. No, sorry. The Cowboys are 3.5-point favorites over the Eagles.
Okay. So I am gonna go Dallas on there. I'll probably take the Eagles plus 3.5. I think it could be a less than a 3-point game. But I still think Dallas is gonna come out with this win. So yeah, Dallas is my pick.
I love it, man. I'm gonna join you guys with that one. I don't know if Hicks. I forgot. Did you pick Dallas?
No, I went with you.
No, you picked your Eagles, of course. What was I thinking? Yeah, this is gonna be this is one of those matchups. I'm actually glad this is the Monday night game. Eagles have been playing much better than what I expected, at least this season early on. And then the Cowboys, like you said, Kyle, their only loss came to the GOAT, in week 1. So with all that being said, I'm going to go with the Cowboys here at home. I do think that, write this down, Ezekiel Elliott, he rushes for over 100 yards in this matchup. I just feel like it's time for him to have a breakout game. And if their run game is rolling, the pass game is going to be rolling with all the athletes they have on the outside. And Dak, who is one of my top 5 quarterbacks of 2021, and he's playing that way. I just think they're going to be hard to beat at home in Dallas. I do think the Eagles put up a good fight because this is a divisional rivalry game. But in the same breath, I just like Dak too. If he has the ball last in this matchup, give me him versus that Eagles defense that, is nothing to write home about. So I have the Dallas Cowboys winning this matchup. And that's going to wrap up the show here. I want to thank you guys for listening. I want to thank you guys, fans, for showing support. Keep tweeting me. I love the tweets. I get questions about things. I actually had someone recently that it wasn't just me, it was you guys as well, but talk about a parlay that they hit on a couple of their picks. Again, I don't do that, but they were able to do that, and they thank this show. I guess they listened to us on Saturday last week, and they took a couple of the games that we had and a couple of the upsets and a couple of the favorites. They took it, and they won some money. So if we can help people that way, then so be it. I love it. I do want to do some special shout outs. Number one shout out, I want to shout out Johan's Army. Johan is our Hobart High School mascot, and that's kind of our student section. So they do a really good job of supporting our team and showing love. So I told the kids that I would shout them out. So I'm gonna shout them out there. I want to shout out Indiana University football, my alma mater, as well as Coach Mark Deal, who is also a Hobart High School graduate. And then most importantly, I want to shout out Hobart basketball. I haven't done that yet. Coach Michael Brown, a good friend of mine. Coach Brandon Grubel is a good friend of mine. And Coach Isaiah Gransberry, who's a good friend of mine as well. And the Hobart basketball is hosting a skills academy, which, let me read this. The Hobart Basketball Skills Academy will begin October 26th. It will run through December 16th for grades 3rd through 6th. The league will meet one day a week where kids will improve fundamental skills and then get a great opportunity to play against other kids in live game action. So that'll be really fun, as well as this academy will be used to find the best 3rd through 6th graders in Hobart that they have to offer to then form travel teams for each grade level. So if you are, whether you are a family in Hobart that loves basketball and you're all about basketball for your kid and your kid loves the sport, or you're just someone that, just want to put your kid in it just to have fun, for something to do, please do it. Signups are available. If you have any questions, please reach out to Coach Michael Brown in Hobart Basketball. I am the JV head coach as well as the assistant varsity coach for the basketball team. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me as well. You can tweet me, you can call me, you can Facebook me, whatever you do. But I just think that's a really good program, something that we've talked about for years here at Hobart, and we're finally getting off the ground. So we love the community support there. You guys have any special shout outs you want to give? Family, friends, loved ones, mama, daddy. I want to shout out my mama. I want to shout out my dad. I want to shout out my niece and my nephew. I want to shout out. We actually just had a family reunion this past weekend in Michigan, which is really fun. So I want to shout out my aunts, my uncles, all my family in Michigan, and all my family elsewhere. So shout out to the Turner family.
Yes, sir. I would say shout out to all you fans out there. Again, you guys keep listening, keep talking to us. I shout out to all those guys that, like you said, that is making money from our picks. All right, this is not a sports betting show, but as you guys will probably figure it out, I love sports betting. So if you guys have any picks, anything you want to talk about when it comes to that, whether it is football or really anything else, go ahead, tweet at me at Kyle_Edwards32, and we can go ahead and talk and let's make this money together.
Love it. Hicks, anything?
Yeah, like Kyle said, shout out everybody listening to the show, taking some time out. And if you'd like to check out my other show, you can check out Yo and Hit Picks on Spotify, YouTube, it's all over the place, Facebook. And shout out both of the Hobart High School football team. Shout out the Jersey High School football team. Shout out Mishawaka. Shout out the whole Indiana football scene. And other than that, man, let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going. So from us to you, this is me, Coach T. Keep showing us love, keep showing us support. We'll keep bringing you that funk. Peace.